Permit me to invite my Ebu AD.
Everybody, and thank you so much. Welcome to the JUWACI Women and Youth Financial Empowerment February edition 2026, the YFEP project. This is a conference that we hold on the 8th of every month where we are talking to Nigerian women and youth about financial education. The aim for this program and this conference is so we can have financial freedom. Today is not a ceremony. It is a conversation about survival, dignity, and power. In many African homes, many people, money control them. Very few people know how to control money. YFAIR program exists because too many women and young people were never taught how money works. Yet they are punished every day for not knowing how money works. We see this in debt traps, in failed small businesses, in failed big businesses, in financial dependence, most times on people that are abusing us, in exploitation, and sometimes in crime. This project, the YFEP, the Women and Youth Financial Empowerment, is not about theory. It is about changing our trajectory in life, changing our perspective and knowledge towards money making. Our 2026 theme is building prosperity at home. African women and youth have to lead sustainable change. And for this month, we start where real freedom begins, financial literacy foundations, because we cannot build wealth with ignorance. And you cannot sustain dignity without economic agency. Welcome to the Women and Youth Financial Empowerment. I remain Chief Mrs. Jennifer Hembafan Ali. I will be your host.
All right, before we proceed, let me quickly introduce our speakers for this very segment. A quick one, please. In my list here, let me introduce our very own Barima Elizabeth. Quickly, let me also introduce our second speaker for the day. Our second speaker of the day, Mr. Onoja. All right, having introduced our speakers for the day, without much ado, let me quickly dive into the discussion of the day, beginning with our first speaker. Why is financial literacy still missing in many African homes and schools, and what has that cost individuals and community? Thank you so much, ma'am. The floor is yours.
So let me start with a simple question, a rhetorical one at that. And that would be, how many of us were taught how to make money, but never taught how to manage it? I need you to muse on this. You see, many of us grew up watching our parents work tirelessly. They struggle financially. Why is it so? Because they were irresponsible, but because no one ever taught them the rules of money. And what is not taught in the home is rarely corrected in the classroom. Speaking from the parlance of a teacher, financial literacy is not just something that we should just sweep under the carpet or just talk about in a wishy-washy approach. Because financial literacy is still missing in many homes and schools, because for a long time, mechanisms. Our parents were only taught survival mechanism. None of them were taught how to manage money. So they treat money as a survival issue and not a life skill. And that is what we need to correct today. You see, in many homes, parents were never taught how to budget, save, invest, or plan. And you see, they could not pass on what they don't have or what they don't know. Like in law, there is what we call nemo judes in constitution, and at the same time we say, okay, you can't pass down what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. That is nemo da kono habet. So this platform is a very good opportunity for every participant here to learn and unlearn. So talking about why this financial literacy is still missing in homes and school. For instance, money conversations were often filled, especially at home, they were often filled with fear, silence, secrecy, or shame. Parents pass on survival habits, not financial strategies. For instance, growing up, and you've even had a lot of people, oftentimes they say that, okay, their parents will tell them maybe whatever money they were giving, especially during festive period, parents will say, okay, bring this money, let's keep it for you. Then at the end, what happens? The money still gets spent. They can't really account for that money, what it is, what tangible thing they've done with the money. So that is why it is still missing in our schools and at home today. So going to the school fronts, in our schools, we only prepare young people. These days, most schools, they only prepare young people to pass their exams, earn certificates, and chase jobs. But you see, they rarely prepare these children for the real life experience ahead. They hardly prepare these people for the real life experience that lies ahead. So they teach equations, but never teach interest rates. There's this book I've read one time, The Rich Dad and the Poor Dad. There's this book I read one time, The Rich Dad and the Poor Dad. You see, in The Rich Dad and Poor Dad, the big lesson is that hard work and high income alone don't create financial freedom. I bet you it doesn't create financial freedom. Financial education does. And thank God for this platform that JUWACI has afforded on everyone. If people aren't taught how money works, they can earn more and still stay broke. So real financial empowerment isn't about telling people to hustle hard. It's about teaching them how to build assets and control cash flow. You see, if empowerment programs only teach people to be better workers, but not better owners or decision makers with money, trust me, then we are not empowering anyone. We are just making them more efficient in the same system. And thank goodness I got to realize this early enough when I was still moving through a circle of earning money or treating money as a means of survival. But when I got to this realization, people say the salary you earn is just a pill that your employers will give to you to make you forget your dreams. So they are just making you more efficient in that same system if they are not teaching you financial education. And thank God for this opportunity we have today. So it's very, very important that we look into that and see what we can do to to enrich our understanding on financial literacy. So it's not how much money you make that makes you wealthy. It's how you manage, invest, and structure your money. If you ask me, in our schools, like I said, learners are hardly taught interest rates. All they do is make you pass well and all that. So we teach ambitions, but not budgeting. So we produce, and then at the end, we end up producing talented and intelligent youth who are financially vulnerable. The moment they earn their first income, I was watching a reel on FB, and this youth corp member, he had just turned in his last Gary in a cup, and then immediately, and then he was like, how will he survive the next? And then he got a credit alert, I think, from his monthly allowance, and look at the joy on his face. To me, I was like, that made me to start thinking, does that mean you just earn this money and you squander everything? No, whatever the amount, at least you should have something you invest in. You should have savings that come what may, whether this money is delayed or not, you will still survive and still have something to hold on to. Then, and the cost of this gap has been enormous, if you ask me. The cost of this gap has been enormous. This missing financial literacy in our homes and schools has been so enormous. For youth, it has meant working hard yet remaining stuck. I use my case study. Any money but not building stability is a very big way. In fact, it's not a good thing to think of. You are earning money yet you don't have stability. Then another for the women, especially in our home, financial literacy has kept too many women dependent, underpaid, or tapped in unhealthy situation. A woman is not financially literate. You don't know how, okay, whatever it is, let's even say, okay, for me, I feel home does not have a wife or house does not have a wife, but you hear now the common slang housewife. Okay, let's say you're even a housewife, all you get is maybe money for upkeep and all that. As a wise woman, you should know how to still save and invest that money in something that will make you, financially confident. Then our communities today are flooded with repeated cycles of poverty. Are flooded with this is also the cost that it has to pay, like loss of potentials and weird businesses, because we lack talent, but because we lack financial understanding. That is why this youth and financial empowerment program is not just a luxury. I don't want anyone to just look at this as a luxury, but let's take it as a necessity. So it's time we stop treating money as a taboo and start looking at it, handling it as a tool. Look at the Bible quote. The Bible. There's a Bible quotation I'll give. It says, "Money is a defense." So see it as a defense, see it as a tool, and stop treating it as a taboo. So let us commit to learning what we never taught, what we're never taught, and start teaching others what we now know. This opportunity that JUWACI has afforded us. So let's start shining the light, let's start beaming the lights. So that which we don't know before, let's start teaching others now because we now know it. So at this core, this conversation is not just about money. If you ask me, it's not just about money. It's about freedom. Talking about freedom, I mean, I use myself as a case study. Like I was trapped. I was working in a private school, and everyone was like, "Oh, I got commendations here and there, even from parents. Oh, Miss Lizzie, we love your impeccable work, this, that." But trust me, and just as the saying goes, that in Nigeria here, the reward for hard work or good work is more work. So I was draining, like within me. I wasn't feeling satisfied. I wasn't getting that position and job satisfaction, but I was getting commendations here and there, even from parents. At a point, I had to talk to myself. Is this really what you want? You can do better than this. You can earn better than this. Instead of being tied down to one salary that never increases every day, yet your praise is increasing here and there. You have people fanning your flame, your flame of fame, but yet your bank account is not telling on your bank account. So I sat and talked to myself. Why don't I take up a tutoring job? Why don't I do that? And trust me, when I had to resign, in fact, the ED, like she cried, she begged, but I knew what I wanted. I know that I want that financial liberty. So I had to just leave, and trust me, today I'm not regretting it. So it's not just money. This topic should not just be taken as just a money talk. Let's see it as about freedom, dignity, and the power to choose. Yes, it's the power.
Thank you so much. You have said
you.
so much. Everything you have said, you have highlighted them. They are so critical. And what you said that really hit me was that the absence of financial literacy leads to families trapped in generational poverty. Because homes don't talk about money. Children grow up afraid of talking about money. Money is the source of all evil. Money is the source of all evil. That is all we knew about money. And I just really love the way you put each and every point that you raised. Young people are earning, but they are not progressing. Just like you said, in that school where you were earning, but you are not progressing. You have to take a chill pill to advise yourself. What do I really want to do? What more can I do? How differently can I do things? Women, they work endlessly, but they own nothing. You see me today as a woman, most times when I interact with people and I begin to talk about, like my yam production farm was so wonderful this year, they be like, "You farm?" "Yes, dude, I farm. How do you think I'm so rich? I'm a farmer." I am into real estate. I'm into many things. So if you are on this call and you're just struggling with your ideas and thinking that, how can I escape this generational poverty from my family? How can I do better? This is an opportunity for you to make up your mind that you are changing your mindset about money. Everything you knew about money before now, just keep it aside. Today is the foundation. We are going to take it a level higher next month, on the 8th of next month. Don't forget to join us. Thank you very much, Mrs. Elizabeth, for that wonderful. What you said just reminded me the importance of how financial illiteracy is not a personal failure, it is a social failure because it's systematic. Our parents are telling us, don't, be comfortable where you are. Please, life is one. And unless you get financial literacy, you can never have financial freedom. Mrs. Elizabeth, I love you from the depths of my heart. Thank you so much for how you answered that question.
Now moving forward to our second speaker, Ambassador Onoja. So this question goes to you, sir. How can people manage money effectively when income is inconsistent or unpredictable?
Okay. Thank you very much. And I thank the last speaker. She has spoken very well. How can people manage income when income is inconsistent and unpredictable? First and foremost, I'd like to assure you that it is likely, most likely, income will be inconsistent many a times and unpredictable. So that's already puts you in a position to take the issue of managing your income very, very importantly, and that is why the financial literacy is very, very fundamental, is very, very crucial and critical. If you don't have that knowledge of the principles of how to handle and to manage and respect money, you will run into the storms. There is a law with money. Any money that comes into your hand is not your own. The first money that comes into your hand. For any money that comes into your hand, the first duty you owe that money is a duty to invest that money. What you are entitled to be spending from that money should be the income that money will generate to you. That is one, that any money that comes to your hand first is a seed. You know, a seed. Just like JUWACI, our Chief Ali, says she has a farm. If the seed that she needed to plant before she can get all the harvest, if she eats it, she's in trouble. That is one. Number two, there are three things. Any money that comes to your hand, three ways that the money that comes to your hand should go. One, should go for investment. That is the first one. Second part should go for savings. The third part, that is consumption, should even be the lesser one. Higher percentage is supposed to go to investment, to your savings, before you come to your consumption. And the ability for you to delay your consumption, to delay your gratification, will push you to make more investment and spend less at the moment you got the income. And by the way, if that income never comes to you at all, you are not going to die. You will live. So when money comes to your hand, especially knowing that your source of income is unpredictable, that predisposes you to invest any money that comes to your hand instantly, so that you create an avenue to begin to get financial flow back to you. So it predisposes you to invest any money that comes to you. That will give you it's like it has given people say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Since you know that your money, your income is unpredictable, it is not stable, it is not consistent. It means any opportunity that you have, the first opportunity you have, bam, is an opportunity you can't take for granted. So it is good for you to make very good investment, delay your gratification and make your investment. And when that investment begin to yield income, you can be taken out of that yield a profit. That is what you have a right to spend. Why your income, the money you have invested, it stays as a capital for you. And even the more the more revenue, the more cash flow that comes from that investment, you can also further make reinvestment. And in that way, before you know it, you are going to build a sustainable and stable source of income for yourself. And I like you to know that nobody can give you a stable or predictable source of income. It is something that you have to do intentionally. It is something that you have to do by your own decision. So the decision for you to have your destiny controlled by you, to have your dignity honored, to have your respect, and if to get out of poverty and not to be vulnerable at any time, is a decision that you must make, and it must be intentional, it must be purposeful, and you must be determined to make that investment for you to decision to you to go forward. So any money that comes to your hand, don't look at that money as your own at the first instant. The money came to test you. Invest me by the law of money, and then you begin to get whatever comes from it, and you begin to live on it, and that investment becomes a source of income for you that you can predict, that you can say is consistent. And when money comes, make multiple investment, break investment into different portfolios. Never look at any amount of money that comes to you as small. Don't say 1,000 is small. When you suffer because of just 20 naira, you will know that 1,000 is a big amount of money. Don't say 500 naira is small. Any money that comes to your hand, channel it to investment. Minimize your consumption at the start. And by that way, by that discipline, you are going to create the situation that you turn unpredictable, the situation that you turn unstable. You will stabilize and you will make it predictable. So let us make investment and convert your time. People have a lot of idle time. I pity youth who go around flinging their low ways and use all the money to do data, to just WhatsApping and all the gossip, and wasting their time. When you are wasting your time, you are wasting your life. You are wasting the opportunity for you to create wealth. It is if you are a youth from 15, 19, and by the age of 35, you need anybody to help you again, then you are to be most pitied, because that 20 years of sustainable investment will make you break down. One of the advantages the youth have is this: very big opportunity. They don't feed anybody. People feed them. Their parents feed them. They don't pay rent. People pay. Their parents pay their rent. So they don't buy clothes. Parents buy clothes for them. So why would you make any money and you go and you spend? On what basis? What are you spending your money on? What are you spending your money on? So it is a very cool time for you to make your investment, to exit financial dependence, to exit the poverty trap. If you are a youth, maximum by the age of 40, you should be a millionaire. If you build a chain of sustainable investment, I pay a rent of about 2.5 million now, and you're not paying anything. The money I charge to that, if I save that amount of money for 1 year, don't you know what that means? I'm talking of only rent. I'm not talking about school fees. I pay school fees for almost 10 people. So these are things the youth are not doing. Somebody give you money, you earn free money. So somebody help you with the money, somebody dash you money, and you just quickly go to the sit out. You say you are carrying girlfriend. You say you are taking. It is a waste of time. Please think the future. Anytime money comes to your hand, see that money as not your own. That money is for your investment, to lay a foundation for sustainable income generation that will redeem your self-esteem, that will give you a strong future, that will redeem your humanity and dignity and empower you to be who you are. When you are poor, you lose identity, you lose self-esteem, you lose your voice, you lose your ability to associate. So there is so much that is in financial literacy, and I urge every one of us, even both youth and adult, because some of us miss a lot of this opportunity. and it has given room for us to be cutting corner or struggling now. But you can still correct whatever mistake you make if you take financial literacy serious. There are two unfortunate incidents in the life of men, especially in Nigeria. Two very important things, most important things that we need to learn about, to study about, are things we never do. They are financial literacy and marriage. Marriage education and financial. These two things are very, very critical. But these are the two things that we neglected. There's no syllabus for it anywhere. We have to consciously pick this up, and then we will fly in our future. Thank you very much. Because of time, I'd like to stop here.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. You spoke directly to the reality of millions of Africans and Nigerians, especially because most people are not just salary earners. Their reality is often ignored in these financial conversations. And what you've shown clearly is that financial discipline is not about how much comes in, but how intentionally you handle any amount that comes in. And I really love how you address Nigerian youth and young people who have less responsibility. You can imagine if you start saving at the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, by the time you are 20, 25, 30, and you are leaving your father's house, come on. I mean, most of us have already, we don't have the opportunity again because, okay, we've passed all those ages and all that. But now we are talking about the next step, which is planning, making priority. What are your prioritizations? Are you getting money and then you're thinking hanging, or you're thinking playing, gambling, and all those stuff? You need to buffer for uncertainties. These are survival skills in today's economy. And this is exactly what the YFEP, Women and Youth Financial Empowerment, is all about. Because we focus on real life financial behavior, not just imported models that does not reflect the African realities. Thank you so much, Ambassador. You did so well. In fact, I was not even looking at time. You passed 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I was just so much enjoying it because everything you were saying was so on point. Thank you so much, Ambassador Onoja. Thank you, Mrs. Barima Elizabeth. You have done so much justice to this panel session. And I really, really wish that maybe we should just be the ones co-hosting this thing for the rest of the year, because I mean, women and youth need to know how to handle money. Everything you have said is absolutely amazing. I just want to sincerely thank you so much. I do not regret hosting you this night. I am so grateful for your time.
I want to really appreciate this organization for this wonderful time to have me on a table of discourse on the matter, on the subject that matters mostly in the society today. So my final word I will leave with everyone here is that you should know that money is not just for survival. It is a tool for freedom, impact, and legacy.
Yes. Now we want to talk past.
If you want to take something away from me, I'd like you to know that your destiny is in trouble. And what you need to do is to save yourself. Save to save yourself. Save to save your future. Save to save your wife. Save to save your children. You may not be married now. You may not have the children now, but you save now, you will save your wife, you save your children. Because your financial capacity will determine the kind of school your child can go, the kind of clothes your wife can wear, and so many other things. The quality of life your children can live. Health is very, very important, and health is a function of nutrition and many other things. So save to save yourself. That is what I may like to say.
Financial literacy is not luxury knowledge. It is a life-saving knowledge, just like Ambassador Onoja said. When women understand money, households are stabilized. When youths master money, crime reduces. When communities come together and build wealth, nations grow stronger. YFEP, the Women and Youth Financial Empowerment, it's not promising miracles. We are building your capacity. We are building your confidence and connecting you to opportunities. To every woman and youth and young person that is listening to us today, you deserve more than just to survive. You deserve control over your future. This is just the beginning. Thank you to our panelists, to our partners, to every participant who has chosen empowerment over excuses. The journey to prosperity starts right this night. If everything that we have said, you have not gained so much, wait for the recording and listen to it more slowly over and over. And by God's special grace, we will all be well.